Hello there. So suddenly it's all sweetness and light between the UK and France, and I have to wonder what that's cost us. Yes, Liz Truss went along to what she called a European leaders meeting in Prague yesterday, which was in fact the inaugural meeting of the Macron-inspired European political community, which as far as I can see is another arm of EU expansionism. And if, as expected, the next meeting of this EU Mark II is hosted by the UK in London, then the writing would be on the wall. Although I do gather that the seating arrangements proved problematic, as some countries refused to sit anywhere near others, like Turkey and Greece, as well as Armenia and Azerbaijan. What a great start! But in the group photo, Liz Truss ends up at the back on the left and President Erdogan of Turkey takes a more central front row position. Now remember, our new PM did say the jury's out on whether the French President Emmanuel Macron is a friend of the UK or not. But while in Prague, she had a meeting with the French President and suddenly they're gushing with friendliness and partnership. And poof, out of the thin air comes the agreement to stop all those dinghies. Again. But don't forget that in the background the Northern Ireland Secretary Chris Heaton-Harris and his number 2, the Minister of State for Northern Ireland Steve Baker, are laying the political charm on with Ireland and the EU so thick that it's almost embarrassing. With a previously very critical Steve Baker now publicly in seemingly abject apology mode for being an ardent Brexiteer. So you do have to wonder what's going on. Now many people, especially those on the Ramona side, will say that it shows that all we had to do was be nice and those in the EU will be nice back. Yeah. This is politics. Somewhere a deal must have been made, and as usual there will be losers. The unionist community in Northern Ireland would be my guess. Now the statement Macron and Truss put out about people trafficking sounds very encouraging, but I will point out that it says they had agreed to deepen cooperation on illegal migration within the bounds of international law, to tackle criminal groups trafficking people across Europe, ending in dangerous journeys across the Channel. Within the bounds of international law. That would seem to rule out the UK taking any form of unilateral action to deal with this messy situation. Does this mean staying in the ECHR completely and not attempting to override it in any way? Because if we did, then Macron would of course claim that we're not following international law. How does this tie in with the Home Secretary Suella Braverman saying that the UK should leave that convention? Well, number 10 has actually already publicly rebuked Braverman over that. Truss will keep us tied into the ECHR. So despite warm words between her and Macron, the English Channel red carpet will remain untouched, apart possibly from the odd beach raid by the gendarmerie for PR purposes. And Truss will, it seems, also oversee the continued hiving off of Northern Ireland to Dublin and Brussels. I wonder if she's had a quick word with King Charles III about that. How many Tory party members voted her in for this?